Hi everyone, I'm Chuck Gollop with Bright Birch, brokered by eXp Realty, and we are on one of my favorite blocks in the Twin Cities, historic Grand Avenue. And to make it even better, we're at one of the most historic restaurants in the Twin Cities, the Lexington, the Lex. We get to see the inside of this beautiful place, find out a little bit about its history, and hear about all this from Executive Chef Jack. Let's go in and take a look. We are here with Jack Riebel. He's the executive chef and he's part owner of the Lex, the Lexington. Tell us a little bit about the history of this place. It's amazing.
Well, the history is pretty amazing, right? I mean, it's been here now, the building itself about 110 years and has a functioning restaurant for over 80. So It's pretty remarkable. And you're actually sitting in the Williamsburg room, which is the original part of the very first restaurant that was built by the McLeans.
And you guys obtained this restaurant when?
In 2015, Josh Thoma and I and Kevin Fitzgerald bought the business.
And it had, I've talked to Josh about this before, but it had really fallen into disrepair. It had been kind of abandoned for a couple of years, and you guys just...
Yeah, I think since 2011, so almost 5 years, right? So a long period of time. And it was kind of, I mean, the carpet had to be from like 1940 when they tore it up. I don't know how old it was, but it smelled of age, let's just say that.
And then how long did it take you guys to actually renovate it and get up and running?
The entire process was 2 years, and several $1 million later, here we sit.
That explains the nice, well-finished bar.
Yeah.
I really like it. How many square feet is this place? 'Cause I'm a realtor, I need to know.
I mean, even if you talk about the basement and on all 3 floors, now pushing 26,000.
That
is huge, right?
Massive, yeah.
It's really an interesting place, right? Because it kind of functions as a neighborhood bar in one capacity, and then of course the celebratory restaurant on top of it. So it's really, it is a cool culture that's kind of been cultivated here over the years.
Well, you and I were just talking off camera about how we both grew up in this neighborhood. I'm sure you came here as a kid. It was really cool to come in here about when you first opened.
Yeah, and they actually had a red carpet back then and the whole bit. You know?
I love it. When I was here, probably, I don't know, last time I was here, it was the who's who of politicians, media celebrities. People just hang out in this room. People love this.
Absolutely, and that's why I said it's kind of a dual function. People come and hang out, they drink in the bar, and the idea of kind of the supper club theme, which is what we try to be, is that it's a place you can come for the whole evening, right? We have live music Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. You come to the bar, you have a drink, you have dinner, you come and sit and watch music, and you're pretty much here mingling, to your point, all night long.
What is your favorite dish, Executive Chef Jack?
Wow, that's like asking a parent which their favorite kid is.
Oh,
right?
I can tell you which my dish is.
You know, I like it all. What I really like is I like the rooftop. I like the variants. You know, we do a very tiki theme, small plate. We keep it more casual up here. Down here is more your traditional steakhouse supper club fare. For me, downstairs, I would say the beef tartare is my favorite appetizer. It's kind of the signature dish, and I like the beef strip loin on the regular dinner menu. Upstairs, I love the shrimp cakes. You know, the chicken wings. So it's really nice that there's a variance, you know.
And any other big ventures coming forward for the Lex that we need to know about?
Well, we got a lot of things. We got our new membership drive coming up. You know, we're doing another paranormal. A lot of people wonder, is it haunted? So we actually invite on Josh's request, he kind of put it together, was that we'd invite the Minnesota Paranormal Society. So they came last year and they spent overnight, 24 hours, and investigated, and they agreed to come back again and do it this year. It was a huge Halloween popular event, so that'll come in the end of October.
Well, and if you think of the history of this place and where it was in St. Paul and that gangster era, and this was the center of St. Paul. So you go back, as long as this restaurant's been around, there probably are some ghosts.
Absolutely, and you know, who knows how many handshake deals got done in this bar or the other bar or anywhere for that matter, right? And to your point, you know, we have everything from the police chief to the mayor to they're all in here, and so I think that this was a long-standing gathering place for that kind of business, you know, St. Paul business, we'll call it.
Well, as you walk through this, you can just feel old St. Paul, the old booths, the styling. It's old St. Paul.
And you know, as you look around, I mean, they don't build this anymore. I mean, we have virgin timber, we have all this millwork. I mean, you know, nobody in the modern era does this. So it's great to be the modern caretakers of such a storied institution, you know.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'm excited to walk around and take a look at it.
Please do, make yourself at home. You're always welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you.